The NYPD has allegedly destroyed evidence in a civil rights lawsuit. According to new documents, the NYPD and its attorneys allegedly destroyed evidence pertaining to 850,000 criminal court summons that were issued by officers without probable cause. Summons court is a clause, basically this ideal in New York where they send you to this court where basically they hand out minor violations. Minor violations such as loitering, drinking in public, riding your bike on the pavement, disorderly conduct, public urination, selling single cigarettes. Eric Garner. Right? The majority of people who show up to summons court have their cases dismissed on the grounds of insufficient probable cause. More than a fifth of the summons issued in 2011 were dismissed. But here's the problem. The other times when these summons are dismissed, they're asked to pay these ridiculous fines, right? And if you can't afford these fines, then you basically get sentenced to another, you have to pay, when you're paying, you can't afford the fine, you get fined, you can't pay the fine, now you violate another law, now you become trapped in this revolving system. And then boom, before you know it, you're a felon. The pattern dismissal has made summon courts the focus of a civil rights lawsuit which alleges that the pink slip summoning people to criminal court is disproportionately handed out to poor and minority communities, and the NPD has an unreasonably high quota system in these neighborhoods are to blame for it. But the NYPD is running and they're hiding like hell, including even destroying evidence. America. It's really profound to me, especially as we really start to have, as our nation begins to have a conversation about the relationship that exists between police and communities of color and impoverished communities. And you sit here and you think about it for just a second and you say to yourself, how is it possible? How do police say that we should be respected when in low-income neighborhoods, police are handing out tickets for riding your bike on the sidewalk and they're not doing the same thing in the Lower East Side or the Upper West Side, right? So they're basically targeting impoverished communities, forcing them down to these summons courts, trapping them in the system and saying there's nothing wrong with the system and there's nothing wrong with us. America. When a disproportionate number of folks end up in the system that are from poor and minority communities, there has to be something wrong with the system. I'm just saying.